Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I am Barbara. You saw me just go out to my garden. I was going out there to pick peppers. Today I'm in the kitchen doing all the things. Y'all, it is so hot outside. It was like 112 in the tunnel. It's just too hot to be out there working. So I'm in the kitchen doing many things. I'm making bread, I'm making jalapeno salt, and now I'm about to make pickle relish. And I just thought I'd turn the camera on and take you guys with me. So you guys know I've had an abundance of cucumbers this season. Many of them we've sold. We made pickles. I don't know if I took you along with me when I made pickles or not. I made bread and butter pickles, which is what I make every year. But then we went out of town, gave away a lot, lost a lot. I don't know if I told y'all, when we went out of town for a week or so, of course there's nothing you can do with cucumbers. We literally composted 98 cucumbers from the week that we were gone. Yeah. So one of my concerns is that my cucumbers were going to stop producing before I had a chance to make pickle relish. I like having sweet pickle relish to use in chicken salad, potato salad. You know, if you wanted to put it on like burgers or something like that, like I like having my own because I can control the ingredients that's in there. And I've made sweet pickle relish here before. There's a video. I'll try to remember and link it up above. So I'm not going to go through the recipe because in that video I kind of went in great detail, but I thought I'd take you along with me and as we kind of just did things in the kitchen today. So one of the things that I've been trying to do is to clear my counters and get some stuff done inside the house. And so with the weather being the way it is, it's a perfect time to do that because it's just too hot to work outside until the temperature falls. And this week it's supposed to get up to like 98. It's gonna be hot for the next 7 days. So anyway, I went out to my garden to get some red peppers for my pickle relish. And y'all, faux pas, how about I couldn't even find any red peppers? I had did a big harvest last week, which you saw, and I had frozen some. I sold a lot on Friday, and then I took some to my church and gave them away. And I don't have any. I meant to save and put some aside because I knew I was making pickle relish today. I guess I forgot because I could not find any. But I do have red peppers. I went to my freezer and I found some. But what I don't know is if I'm going to have to wait for these to thaw, which if I do, that's going to be taking up my time. But look at all those frozen red peppers. I've never put frozen stuff in the food processor, so I don't know that I can. I don't know. It might tear it up. But I wonder, I wouldn't think these would take a long time to thaw. So I'm gonna put them in the measuring cup and see if we can get them to thaw. This recipe calls for like 2 cups of chopped peppers. So I'm gonna do 4 cups of these frozen peppers. I'm assuming that'll chop down to 2 cups. So I don't have any fresh peppers in my garden that were red. I had plenty of green ones, but I didn't have any red. But because I garden and grow food, I always got peppers in my freezer. If you didn't see my video about these bags, y'all, these are Stasher reusable freezer bags. I love these things. Look at all those beautiful peppers. Like literally, y'all, I think I just did these like 3 or 4 days ago and put them in the freezer, all from the garden. So we're gonna set that to the side. Let us cut off the ends of these cucumbers. I have my cucumbers inside the tunnel are pretty much, they are like on their way out for sure. On their way out for sure. But I have some cucumbers also in the back of my house that are just getting going. So I'm thankful for that. I don't know how many cucumbers it'll take. Let me take a look back at the recipe. I think it's gonna be, don't let me guess. I don't remember. Let me grab the recipe. So it's gonna be 6 cups of cucumbers that we're gonna need. So let's just go ahead and start putting it in our food processor. Let's see if I can, I can't remember what cup size this is, but let's go ahead and put this in here. and see what happens and see how many cups we get. How many cucumbers was that? I think that was 3 cucumbers. I probably put too many in there at one time. Probably put too many in there at one time, you know, but it's kind of working it out. Let me cut some of this. I love a food processor. I love just kitchen tools that make it quick and easy. Can you imagine that we had to chop all this? Okay, and I got one little piece that we'll put back in there. Look at that. Oh, fresh cucumber smells so good. Y'all know what else I want to make? I want to make me some tzatziki sauce, but I wonder if I can make some tzatziki sauce and freeze it. I love tzatziki sauce. Okay. All of my stuff is okay. I hate having to dirty up all these bowls, but this is what we got. So, because I need this measuring cup. All of my stuff is in the dishwasher, currently going. When I'm doing like a big thing in the kitchen where I'm just doing all the things, I try to have my dishes already clean. But I thought I had turned on the dishwasher earlier. When I went back, it wasn't turned on. So, yeah, okay. So we gotta keep going. So that was 3 cucumbers chopped, which made like a cup. So we gotta keep going, which is fine because we have plenty of cucumbers. We'll put the blade back in here. I love this food processor. It's the Cuisinart. It's an 11-cup food processor, which works out good. Okay, so that was 3 cucumbers. We put 2 in here this time and didn't just do it like that. We won't make it work so hard all at one time. So I'm gonna keep doing this until I get 6 cups of cucumbers. So we got all of our cucumbers done. That should be 6 cups. Might be a little bit more, but that's all right. Now we're doing the onions, still giving our peppers a chance to defrost. We're gonna need 2 cups of finely chopped peppers. They're defrosting, so hopefully they're gonna be okay. Let me grab another onion. These are all onions from the garden that we grew. It's so nice to be able to use your own produce that you grew from the garden. And I need to, okay, this one is bad. I need to get the rest of my onions tops cut off. They've been in my garage curing since we harvested them. They've been cured, but I need to cut the tops off and actually store them in my root cellar. They just haven't made it quite there. So I'm gonna rinse my onions and then chop them up, and let's see if we have 2 cups. Hey y'all, the moment of truth, which is putting these semi-frozen peppers in my food processor. I did a few, it turned out fine. I am willing to push the limits as I normally do, my machine. So I'm just gonna put a few at a time. And again, they're starting to defrost. Okay, that timer is for our bread. So let's get these chopped up and then we'll go deal with our bread. We need 2 cups of peppers. It seems to be doing it just fine. And again, maybe because it's peppers, it's okay, because I mean, they're frozen, but they've been out now probably 20, 30 minutes, so they're definitely still cold, but they're pretty much defrosting. So that is almost right at 2 cups. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and do the rest of these since I took them out. And we still got some peppers in a bag. So that works out good. I guess I could have put them back in the bag, but oh well. I need maybe a 4th more. Well, that worked out good. Worked out in our favor. I want to go ahead and get this. Okay, that's like 3 cups, but it's okay. I think I put a little extra on everything else, so we should be still within balance. So we're going to add these to it so you can see. So let me get a spoon. Mix all of this in together. How pretty is that? And it smells so good. So if you've never made your own pickle relish and you use it and you have an abundance of things from your garden, peppers and cucumbers, I would definitely say give it a try. It tastes so good, so fresh. And one of the things that I didn't do as well, the first time I made my pickle relish, the first time I made my pickle relish is that it was almost too fine, so it's more liquidy or whatever. And you can see here I kept some of the pieces more rough chopped or finely chopped than small, and I'm okay with that because again, when you're using it like for potato salad and chicken salad and things like that, it doesn't really matter. I'll take out the big pieces, but you can kind of see what it looks like. I don't get too particular. Okay, we have to add the salt first. Okay, glad I checked. And we're doing 1/4 of a cup of salt, and it's kosher salt. And then we have to cover it with ice cold water and then let it sit for 2 hours. So that's the reason why I want to go ahead and get this done first, because it actually has to sit. So mix all that up. When it comes Thanksgiving time, you'll be glad that you have this when you're trying to make your potato salad. And when you forgot to go to the store, you'll remember, man, I got some canned sweet pickle relish that I never used. It'll come in handy. Okay, we gotta cover this with ice cold water, but I'm gonna pause this and go check out the bread and do the next step on the bread, and then we'll cover this with cold water and let it sit. Okay, so I'm making a loaf of sourdough bread, which is what I do every single week. Usually I start it on Saturday night and then get up on Sunday morning and shape it and let it rise, but I didn't get a chance to do it last night, so I'm actually doing it all in one day. So this is like the first dough that I made. It's been sitting for an hour, and all I'm gonna do is like you just fold it over. And I think I've showed this on video too, but basically you're gonna fold it over and make it into a tight ball and then let it rise, and it'll fill the bowl. It usually is gonna take about 5 or 6 hours, which is why I usually do this part overnight, but it's still in the day. So before I go to bed, it'll be ready to shape, and put in the loaf pan, and then we'll let it do its final rise while we're sleeping. In the morning, I can bake it, and we'll have a fresh loaf of bread for toast, sandwiches, and everything like that for the week. So that's what it looks like. Cover it with a warm towel. This is done. I'll check it again before it's time to go to bed, and we'll shape it. But we got that process and we got that moving. So let me wash my hands and we'll go back. So what you see me doing here is I've decided to process a lot of my red onions and chop them up in the food processor and put them in the freezer. My eyes were watering really bad, so it was hard for me to record, talk to you, and to get this done. I was trying to move as quickly as possible. You guys know that I did red onions this spring, as well as yellow onions. I use the red onions less frequently, and they don't tend to store as long, so I decided to go ahead and chop them up while I had the food processor out and dirty, put them in a bag and freeze them, and they can be used in other stuff throughout the rest of the year. I'm using one of the bags that I talked about before, which is the stasher bags. These bags are absolutely wonderful. They're reusable. They can go in the dishwasher, they can go in the oven, and they can go in the microwave. Like, it's all around versatile. They are a bit pricey, but it is well worth it. You feel like your things are secure with the type of seal that it has. I like the fact that you can see off one side. And I like the fact that they're reusable. So it is an investment, but you get a chance to use it over and over. Okay, here's the jalapeno salt that we did. Look at our label, y'all. So nice. We're actually gonna sell this. People have been asking and begging for me to sell this. It is a process to do, but because I was in the kitchen today and we actually ran out ourselves, like I didn't have any more jalapeno salt on my table and I had to make some for me, I just went ahead and started processing a few batches. So we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 bottles of these. And we have more to be processed. So I will keep some and I will sell the remainder, more than likely, is what I'm thinking. So this is a label that we did like last year sometime. So it actually has our old logo and a name that we had thought about last year that we didn't go with. So, well, I can just keep this at the house, but I just want to show you because it was pretty. It's pretty. We had, we were playing around with names last year, and that's when we had just thought about selling the jalapeno salt. It's before we had, you know, the vision to kind of just have the farm and sell produce. Produce wasn't even on our mind. It was just, people had been asking for the jalapeno salt, so we had thought about it. So we had a different name, and I still like that name, and maybe we'll use it for some other business venture. I don't know, so I can't tell you what it is, but in case somebody try to steal it. This was the old name and the old logo. You can barely see it. So we had these labels made and never used them. So anyway, I think that's pretty. So we'll have to jar it up with a different label. But anyway, this is our jalapeno salt. Y'all, this stuff is so good. And I showed this, I might have showed this to you. It might have been last year. It's in my videos or whatever if you want the recipe and you want to make it. So what is next on Operation Clean the Counters? I think I'm gonna go ahead and get my brine ready for the pickle relish and get my canner ready. Let's do that. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is tomatoes. I got tomatoes on my counter. It's the last of the tomatoes, not last, the last of the ones in my house. When I went out to the tunnel earlier, I saw there was more to pick, but these are finally ripe. I've been waiting. We've been processing tomatoes all week. So if I can get these off my counter, that's gonna be a huge win. So let me work on pull the brine together for the pickle relish, and then let's get the canner ready and we'll go from there. Okay, y'all, so the brine was made, traditional brine. And then I let it simmer for 10 minutes. And then I brought it to a boil. And then while that was boiling, I rinsed the cucumber mixture that had the cold water on top of it. We rinsed it in a colander and drained it. And then we added that to the brine. And so now it's ready to jar up. These are jars 3 and 4. We're gonna fill it to a 1/4 inch a 1/4 inch head space. And let's see how many jars we have. I should definitely have enough for 6. I don't know why 6 seems to be my number and not 7. 7 can fit in the canner. But the last few things I've been canning haven't made 7 jars, has been making 6. So let's see what we have. This may make 6, we'll see. It may just make 5. And this recipe, I don't like when the canning recipes don't tell you how many it's supposed to make, because then you have no idea. And obviously I had more cucumbers. I could have done more, but I didn't know how many this one was gonna do. I'm just getting the air bubbles out of it. This one needs a little bit more. Then we'll wipe the rim so that nothing comes in contact. It has some residue on it. We're gonna get our lid. Oh, well, gotta redo that one. It went in the thing. I'll wait and redo it because I may not even have 7 jars. When that happens, you have to re-sterilize, because if y'all didn't see it, part of the lid dipped into the relish mixture. And you don't want that. That's a sure way for it not to seal. Y'all, I've been really loving these 4 jars lids. It's like my new favorite. So far, I'm 100% no fail rate, which is awesome. So we're gonna get these in the canner. This is number 3 and number 4. So we'll keep going and see how many we have. Okay, so we only had enough for 5 jars, and then we had this little bit left that we'll just put in the refrigerator. I could do something with that. I've been wanting some chicken salad, so I might make me some vegetarian chicken salad and add that right on in there. So, okay, so this has 15 minutes to process, and then we're done. We've gotten a lot accomplished today. So the only thing I have left to do, if I'm filling up to it, is to do these tomatoes and then mixing the stuff for the jalapeno salt. But y'all, I think I'm out of onion powder. How can I be out of onion powder? And okay, y'all, the canning is done. So let us get our jars out. I love this electric pressure canner. If you hadn't heard me say that before, it's by Presto. It's great for like small batches, a small batch, 7 jars or less, instead of trying to get out your big stock pot. And if you're gonna do a big batch, get out your stock pot. But for like small batches, one time, and you're not trying to can, you know, more than 7, it's a perfect application for that. So, that. Okay guys, I'm gonna have to go ahead and end this video because my phone is about to go dead momentarily. I guess I should have been charging it in between all the breaks. I wasn't thinking about that. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end. The only thing I have left to do is the tomatoes on my counter, and Operation Clean Up My Counters has been a success today. I feel like we accomplished a lot. Yeah, we accomplished a lot. We got our pickle relish done. We chopped up some red onions. We got our onion tops cut off to preserve to go to the root cellar. We're gonna chop up our tomatoes. We made jalapeno salt. Like, we did a lot of stuff, y'all. So right now I have, I think, 9 jars of jalapeno salt. I am, in fact, out of onion powder, so I have to go to the store tomorrow and get some onion powder. This is why I hate running out of stuff, right? This is why I buy in bulk, somehow the onion powder got past me. So I think what I'm gonna do is buy me some from bulk from Azure Standard so this won't happen again, because it's an inconvenience. I could have made more jars of jalapeno salt, but anywho, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today in the kitchen as we just took care of what I'm calling Operation Clean Off My Counters, right? I still have stuff on my counters, but it is far less than what I had 3 or 4 days ago. So I need to go out to the garden, and unfortunately, there's more stuff to harvest, which means my counters will probably be full again, but I do have a place to put them. And maybe I won't go to the garden. Maybe I'll just relish in the fact that I have semi-clean counters for about 24 hours. I don't know. We'll see how the spirit moves me. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you like what you're seeing on my channel, please subscribe. Remember, gardening is a journey. This is part of it. Let's grow together. See you next time, friend.